Welcome back to the channel. Obviously, if you're not subscribed, you better be subscribing right now. Like our videos, it helps ramp up our stuff so people watch it. Follow us on all the podcasting apps for all your favorite backcountry BSing episodes, and of course buy our merch. On to the point of this video. So a few weeks ago, Kevin released a video as something along the best and worst gear, and he went through some small little knickknacks of best versus worst, and it's always a fun, controversial video. So let's dive into my best and worst. Caveat: this is all like little knickknack stuff, not the big stuff like tents, hammocks, clothing, sleeping pads, quilts, like that type of thing. That's for another video. So we're going to talk about smaller things that, in my opinion, for me, some are good and some are bad. And then also, everything that I'm going to show is well made. It's not like junky equipment. It's just it hasn't really worked out for me so far. Let's start out with a best item. So we talk about the MSR quick skillet a lot. I've used a lot of different skillets out there. In my opinion, the MSR quick skillet has been the best skillet I have ever used. Yes, it is Teflon coated, and I'm sure in 20 years, everybody will say that Teflon coated stuff is bad for you. They kind of already say that already. You do have to baby it a little bit, but when it comes to actual non-stick skillets, out of all the skillets that I've used, the MSR quick skillet is by far the best. Relatively lightweight too. All right, a worst. Just get this one out of the way. These lighters suck. We were excited about them. This is like a Bic with a long extension for lighting things. We thought they'd be great because you could like put them in alcohol stoves without burning your finger, and yeah, a little bit easier to use, but they suck. Don't waste your money on them. Kind of cool though, but the biggest problem we had with them is that high altitudes they wouldn't light. So interesting one there. Let's go to a good. I want to talk about knives a little bit. Now, I am not a knife guy, okay? I am not the type of person that goes crazy over knives. I don't have a knife collection. I don't carry a knife on a daily basis. I'm not into them. So because I'm not a knife guy and I'm not into knives, I don't care that much about knives. So in my opinion, the best type of knife that I've used is simply a razor blade. And that's all I've ever needed it for. It's just generally just cutting open food bags or maybe cutting cord or something like that, or tape. In my opinion, my best knife has always been something super compact and light. So I generally just carry this. Also, some honorable mentions if I need to carry, if I feel like I need something a little bit more, I might choose from a small Swiss Army, which is very, very popular. It's great because it has scissors and it comes with tweezers and a toothpick if you don't happen to lose them. A small blade, super light, got one of those. And then I also have a larger, very basic Swiss Army. I don't even know what these are called, but it's just pretty much just a blade and then a few other odds and ends like a can opener. But I tend to generally only carry this. So in my opinion, these are best. Now, if you're a knife person, you're just going to be screaming at this video and be like, well, what if you get attacked by somebody and you need to defend yourself or something weird like that, or amputate somebody? Yeah, I'm not going to be able to amputate somebody's arm with this, or it'll take a long time. So maybe if that situation happens, I'll change my thoughts. But for right now, that's the best. All right, how about another best? This is just a genre, just a titanium spoon, long handle. We have been tempted many times to find smaller cutlery because, like, let's be honest, when everything nests together, like your whole kit nests together and fits into like a compact size, it's like really awesome. And so having like a long handled spoon that doesn't fold or anything is sometimes a little annoying because you got to put it in a different place from your food kit. From your cooking kit. I put mine in my food bag actually, but in the end I've tried like lots of different types of cutlery. Just your plain old titanium long handled spoon has always won, and it's because of the obvious. Okay, you can get real deep into your mountain house bags. Okay, so yeah, we've tried everything. just your plain Jane long-handled titanium spoon works best. All right, worst. It wouldn't be a gear video if we didn't crap all over crummy steaks or titanium shepherd's hook steaks. So terrible piece of gear. They don't have enough friction when they're in the ground to hold properly. They come out easily. They bend all over the place. They're hard to get into solid surfaces or rough surfaces without bending them. And also on that note, this is just a titanium V steak, kind of hard to see. Similar situation there as well. Just so brittle that they bend super easily if you don't have just the perfect ground that you're using a steak in, which you never have perfect ground. These things bend and break. So yes, they are light. We get it. Yes, the titanium shepherd's hook is super light. So weight is what you care about. You're probably liking this better, but just the annoyance of them coming out or bending all the time undermines, in my opinion, the weight savings. All right, another best. Let's talk a little bit hammock gear. So in the world of hammock suspensions and hammock hardware, there's tons of different options out there for like suspension systems and ridge lines and stuff to hang your tarp. In my personal opinion, the Dutchware Stinger is the best piece of hardware to hang. I'm just going to use it for the example of how I use it to hang your tarp. It's super simple and it's relatively light. There are lighter options out there to strap up your tarp and everything, but it's easy to tighten up as well, and it's so easy to clip on and off. The Dutchware Stingers, we've been using them for years for our tarps. By far, in my opinion, the best piece of suspension kit, I guess I would call it. We just, primarily just use them for hardware for our tarps. If you're looking for ways to hang your tarps, you should look at Dutchware Stingers. All right, worst. I'm going to talk about Pack Towel. So specifically Pack Towel brand. It's not that the Pack Towel is not good at doing its job. This is very absorbent and dries really easily. My issue with Pack Towel is the cost. These are incredibly expensive for what you get. So when it comes to like microfiber cloths or something that you might want to carry, in my opinion, the Pack Towel is it's way too expensive for what you get. And you can go pretty much anywhere and get a microfiber cloth at pennies on the dollar compared to the Pack Towel and be just as effective. It's nice. It comes in its own little packaging. It feels good. It's got cool colors and everything, but it's just so expensive. All right, next. So this device I got from Lightsmith. It's meant to house alcohol for your alcohol stove. What it is it's got a reservoir on this side here, and then it's got a measuring cap on here. And the idea is that you fill up the reservoir with alcohol, and then when you dump some of it, it fills up the measuring part of it, and you can measure out 1/4 to 1/2 ounce of alcohol, which is awesome because when you're using an alcohol stove, it's nice to be able to measure exactly how much alcohol you're using because you generally know it takes X amount of alcohol to boil whatever. And, in some situations you want to conserve your fuel or not overdo it. This device was supposed to be an all-in-one where you store your alcohol and then you measure it. It has a built-in measuring device too, so you don't have to have a separate like measuring container or something like that. Great idea, like on paper. The problem with this is, and I own 2 of these, is they leak. Both of them have leaked. They're cheap. It's a great idea. I really wanted it to work, but both of mine have leaked. And because of that, worst. I don't use them, obviously. I used one once and then it leaked, and then I thought it was just that one, so I grabbed another one and that one leaked as well. All right, how about another worst? And this is back to the criteria of not a bad piece of gear, just really doesn't work. Since we've been doing YouTube, honestly, if you go through all the trips that we've done, I've primarily used a hammock. Last few years I've used a tent on and off based on the types of trips we're doing or hot tenting. So when it came to pillows in the hammock, you really don't need much of a pillow. So I've been using this minimalist Dutchware gear pillow. it's great for a hammock. It's fine. Your head's kind of at an angle anyways, so you don't need as much support from a pillow. So something really minimal and lightweight works just fine. So this is a great pillow in a hammock. On the ground, this pillow for me would not be nearly enough. So to kind of switch to a different type of pillow, I have this inflatable pillow from Cocoon, and it's really comfy. It's got this nice fleece on it, but in my experience, this weighs way too much for an inflatable pillow. I forget the exact weight of it, and now I don't carry it very often, but in the world of inflatable pillows, so if you're looking for an inflatable pillow, this is just this is way too bulky. And I know like some people out there prefer some like really high-end pillows. Bryce likes supporting mypillow.com, but this is too much for me. I would just prefer to have something a little bit more minimalist for on the ground inflatable. And last but not least, we can't do one of these videos without talking about our night core. I think it's the NU25. Got this specific one from Lightsmith because Lightsmith did the mod for the shock cord headband, which is awesome. We've been nothing but satisfied with the NU25s. There's a few different versions of them. Some of them have more lumens or more options as well. I think this one at full power is close to 300 lumens, which is plenty for me. And also the battery life on this has been amazing. I don't stay up very late though. Like it starts getting dark, I'm in my hammock or in my tent. So my criteria around what type of light source I need is I don't need much, but this thing is super light and it's got a heavy amount of lumens for what I need. If I were to be hiking at night all the time, I don't know, maybe I would get something different, but so far this has been a great bargain. And I've noticed too that just in like the headlamp industry, all these other companies now are kind of putting out more smaller minimalist headlamps that are rechargeable and, you know, in the 250 to 300 lumens. And I've noticed that in a lot lighter weight too. So seems like the market is changing a little bit. So I'm sure there's a bunch more competition out there, but also price is really good on these. All right, so that's when I was digging through my gear bin and other places. Those are some ideas they came up with, best and worst for small stuff, for small things. Maybe down the road we'll talk a little bit about bigger items like packs, quilts, clothing, shelters, that type of thing. All right, everybody, I appreciate you sticking along with me and watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, leave comments below. Fun fact, I generally don't read comments too much anymore, so I apologize if I don't get back to you. I do try to get to at least read them, but have a great day, everybody. Talk to you all later. Bye.